morning. Tonight in Equator TV Primetime News, find out about the acrimony preceding the announcement of the SecGem results.
And the neglect of Maseno students residing outside campus where insecurity looms uncontained.
In the headlines,
James Okumu trusts Zachary Githaiga to become the 2012-2013 SOMU president.
And there was commotion at the Hindocha Hall Tallying Center as controversy marked the SecGem results.
The agony of students living insecure outside campus.
And in Punch today, the Maseno comrades debasing their own man on the throne.
That and much more in the Equator TV Prime News. I'm Christine Onyango.
And I'm Wilson Mutni.
James Okumu is the new SOMU president. He garnered 1,980 against his only opponent Zachary Githaiga, who got 1,439 votes in the hotly contested SOMU presidential elections. Okumu's victory was followed by a whole-day celebration that brought almost all university operations to a standstill. Our senior political reporter Brian Owade with more on that story.
James Okumu, the new SOMU president, was the man of the moment. According to the results announced by Dr. Susan Abungo, the returning officer at the Hindocha Hall Tallying Center, Okumu bagged the victory after garnering 1,980 votes against his only rival Zachary Githaiga's 1,439 votes in the hotly contested election. The celebration of Okumu's presidency went on for hours with his supporters marching from Siriba campus all the way to college campus. They even temporarily blocked the Kisumu-Busia highway and terrorized motorists along the highway just before the University Vice-Chancellor Professor Dominic Makawiti intervened and called them for a meeting at the college campus rugby pitch.
I shall seek to defend and respect the democratic rights and liberties of all SOMU members. I shall consciously exercise my duties.
During his address to the students at the college campus rugby pitch, Okumu promised to build bridges among the new SOMU office to make the student organization of Maseno an equivocal student voice. However, even as the SOMU elections came to a conclusive end, allegations of electoral offences are far from being addressed. Earlier in the day, there had been allegations of irregularities during the voting exercise.
No candidate should intimidate officers overseeing elections. There is no way those elections are going to be free and fair if officers are intimidated by candidates. We stand by that. So candidates can they be away because they are appointed agents to be here.
The officials of the Electoral Commission are issuing 2 or more ballot papers for each post. So like a candidate votes twice for the same person.
We had the list of land residents that was written in the Dean's office. And they did a photocopy of it. And then some names were not showing clearly. So that's where we had some little problems, but we sorted it out.
The SOMU 2012-2013 was a hot contest between James Okumu and Zachary Githaiga. It was the first election when presidential results were announced under high student tension. However, James Okumu finally had his last lag. I am Brian Owade, reporting for Equator TV, Maseno.
There was commotion at the Hindocha Hall Tallying Center following disputed Secretary General results. The commotion was occasioned by an early celebration by supporters of both aspirants Francis Mariwa and George Korir before the returning officer announced the final tally. Christine Onyango reports.
The counting of the votes for the Secretary General office was on course, and the two contenders for that coveted SecGen job, Mariwa Francis and George Korir, were getting uneasy. But before the returning officer could announce the results, Korir's supporters began an early jubilation, carrying him shoulder high all the way to the hockey pitch. But before long, Mariwa and his supporters followed suit, also claiming the victory based on results from their tallying agents. Then there was commotion at Indocha Hall Tallying Center.
These are 8, these are 7, and we are having 8. That is why we know that this freedom of mind cannot come.
All the electoral officers escaped through the back door after angry students started throwing chairs at them, demanding immediate announcement of the illegitimate results. The Dean of Students tried to intervene.
Right now is that we don't have a returning officer.
However, his attempt to remedy the situation was met with immense hostility. It revoked the bad blood between students and the Dean's office.
Continue in a state. Okay.
And the impending impasse aggravated even further.
It's either we win or they lose to us. They accept the defeat.
By 9 o'clock that evening, the Secretary General's standoff was yet to be resolved. To ease the tension, resolution of the Secretary General's standoff was postponed to the following day.
There was nothing like tribal alliances. Neither the tribal. We should just stay here and take care of this. Tomorrow we will count this thing.
However, the irate students decided to stay put and pitch tent in the hall overnight. The security guards joined them in guarding the unopened ballot boxes until morning. When the results were finally announced, George Korir carried the day by a narrow margin of 24 votes.
Korir George, registration number NS0033.
For Equator TV News, I'm Christine Onyango. And those two Somu election stories bring us to our opinion count question, where we ask, do you think the 2012-2013 Somu elections were free and fair? I repeat, do you think the 2012-2013 Somu elections were free and fair?
Send your comments to 8024, starting with a yes or a no, followed by a brief comment, and we shall be sure to sample a few at the end of this live newscast.
We go for a short commercial break, but just ahead,
the aftermath of the recent Maseno student strike on businesses within Maseno.
And are Maseno students residing at Mabungo safe? Find out this and much more when we return shortly. Stay tuned.
Hai Mboswe, unalialia hapo unajaribu fiber.
What is fiber? It is a high-speed residential broadband internet service that delivers up to 100 Mbps for your information, communication, and entertainment needs. HD online streaming, super fast video and music downloads, online gaming, video conferencing, and online learning.
Enjoy fast uninterrupted downloads with speeds of up to 100 megabytes per second. Fiber, powered by Jamii Telcom.
Welcome back. The recent Maseno student strike greatly affected businesses within the university environs. Timothy Njeru, whose shop was looted, had to plow back a whopping 200,000 shillings to turn his business around. And the story is the same for all operators whose businesses were looted or razed down by the protesting students.
Businesses located within the Maseno University environs suffered the brunt of the recent university student strike. They were either looted or razed to ashes by the protesting students. One such business enterprise is Urembo Shop, located just outside the Maseno University College campus gate. During the strike, it was completely looted, and Timothy Njeru, the entrepreneur of the shop, still laments the loss.
Wakati wa mgomo ndio tuliweza kuadhiriwa na ile duka langu likaweza kuvunjwa. Na sala ambao nilipoteza zaidi ya shilingi 1200 stock.
By the time of the strike, his insurance cover had expired. He had to dig deep into his pockets and plow back his profit of 5 years to turn his business around.
Sasa hasa kwa upande wa biashara, unajua kawaida biashara huwa tunafanya ili tuweze kupata faida. Sasa ilibidi nikarudi kwa account yangu savings ambayo nimekuwa nikijiwekea, sasa nikaweza kurudisha stock, ndio kwa sababu kazi lazima, biashara lazima iendelee.
During the strike, students also vented their anger against business establishments in Mabungo shopping center. Lilian Otieno's hotel was burnt to ashes, and she too laments her loss.
Nilipata hasara kubwa sana. Juu vitu zangu zote zilichomeka hapa ndani. Viti, meza, masani na vitu za kunawa hivi. Mabati pia iliharibika na nyumba pia ilichomeka yote.
Like Timothy, she had not insured her business and had to use her savings to turn her ruined business around.
Nilitumia tu pesa yangu kutoka huko, nilikuwa na 5,000.
For Timothy, though the aftermath of the strike on his business was devastating, he learned a lesson, though a bitter one, that insuring your business is important since nobody knows when disaster will strike.
Nilienda nikaanza kuishua tena na Equity.
Although Timothy is displeased with the students for looting his business, he confesses that he doesn't hold any grudges against them since they are his main customers.
Hakuna uhusiano mbaya kwa sababu sio wanafunzi wote walihusika kutokana na kitendo. Kuna wale tunapata, yani ni kitu wamezoea, sasa sio wote walihusika. Kwa hivyo kwa upande wangu hakuna wadui na wanafunzi kwa sababu tumekaa miaka nyingi pamoja nao, kama wakati wa long holiday watu tunasaidiana, baby mizigo na waekea vitu kama hizo, na tutazidi kushirikiana kwa sababu lazima tufanye biashara pamoja tuweze kuishi kama watu wa area moja.
Jacqueline Muhonja, a charcoal vendor at Mabungo, was not spared either. Her charcoal store was razed to ashes. Like Timothy, she holds no grudges against the students. She even admits that she forgave them, though she doesn't approve of their arson.
Kwangu niliona tu tuachie tu. Najua sasa siwezi kulia ama nilie student ama nilie, tunawachia tu Mungu, hiyo ilikuwa kama accident.
However, even though the dust finally settled, business people who were affected during the strike cannot completely forget the financial loss occasioned by the strike. For Equator TV News, I'm Christine Onyango. Just how secure are Maseno students residing at Mabungo Estates? Are they enjoying value for their security fee as the rest of the students residing within campus? Our reporters caught up with Cindy and Marilyn, who are second-year actuarial science students living at Mabungo. Like the rest of the students residing there, they live in constant fear of attack by unruly gangs that operate at will.